We're done and off the court.
So we
Can't wait.
we don't have a quorum, but we're not gonna probably act on anything, so it's not gonna matter. Did everyone get a chance to take a look at the minutes? Just a motion. I'll make a motion that we approve. I'll second that as well. Oh, all in favor? I'm in favor. Yeah.
I was gonna say, so do I have to represent these next month?
No.
Okay. Alright.
So is there anyone online that wants public comment?
It's just Crystalline.
Any public comment? You're not public anyway.
Yeah.
So just review the financial reports. Anybody see anything that sticks out? Punched out of that somehow. We should be in the 70s and 80s, right? As a percent remaining for most things.
75, yeah,
75.
March is the first
That's
quarter,
right.
so.
Sounds like this could be a very short meeting today.
It's going to be, yeah.
Yeah.
The best kind.
Yeah, so, the only things that are lower than 75% are things that we pay like annually that have already been paid.
Right.
So,
And I saw a couple of those annual payments like the lake watershed where it's like, oh my gosh, we're way out of line, but
yeah,
yeah, we're not gonna, hopefully not make another payment right now.
no,
Lindsay's trying to get into the Zoom, maybe she has the wrong.
Thought it'll be over by the time.
Yeah, but
But we gotta talk fireworks, so that'll have a little bit of
Like
effect.
a little explosiveness.
Yeah.
Send it along.
All right, good. So I was briefly talking with Terry about the MRV proposal for the Parks grant application, and I think we're all for that.
Yeah, and I was saying that was one of the grants I was gonna work on myself. It kind of lines up with the hometown grant that I submitted too, sort of looking for the same type of theme. Jim, Lindsay and I sat down to go through every question and see what we were gonna need to do. Had a few pages of notes on that, and then it was much more complicated. And with me going on vacation, I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna get it done before May 2nd. So I talked with MRB.
Our financial end on that is, I think I asked, it was like a couple grand you figured, or?
It's the
Six for
It's 6,000, so I talked with Greg and I was able to get them, and I talked with Lori. From MRB and told her how much I sent her my hometown grant and talked to her a lot about like, let's use this theme. Of accessibility and ADA compliance that we're going for in the same grant. I sent her my narratives, I sent her the pages of notes that I took. I'm going through this grant for things to pull stuff from and everything. And with all that information I provided up front. And with them redoing the CFA grant, I got them to bundle it together for the $6,000 that it usually costs for us to do one grant. So
Okay, good.
So they're doing the CFA grant that we didn't get. They're gonna resubmit that one and then work on this one as well, utilizing a lot of the information I already gave them, and also a lot of stuff they already have from the CFA grant, because it's similar.
Right.
Also, and it's going to the same committee of people. So
I know it's come up at Parks a couple of times about accessibility to the water. Did you include that some ability to?
so this part, so far, well, we're trying to get the remaining funding for the uplands.
Right.
But yes, I mean, that would be another project that I think we would have to focus on
different.
after we finish the
Oh, okay,
uplands.
I didn't know if we could wrap that in.
No, I don't think so, because we still don't have all the funds to finish the uplands project.
And it might,
So,
it might be a little sticky, I don't know.
Because we don't own it?
Because
Because
we
the
don't own
DEC.
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
Actually, yesterday I was at a meeting, the governor's Finger Lakes rep told me that he's been having more conversations about it. Lots of people having conversations.
Let's
One of
talk,
these-
no action.
One of
right?
these times that conversation will turn into something, when the Auburn Trail comes through,
Yeah.
that's when it's gonna happen, but anyway. That might be the only sticking point of that since we don't
Yeah.
own it. That was.
Well, we eventually we need to do something about that. I mean, we had some a system in there that when Dennis was around, it didn't work anymore, so they removed it, so.
Question I had in their proposal, Chad. Said that the fiscal year 25 guidance has not been released. They're gonna write this thing based on the guidance from last year. Did they have any
which
comment
one, the
about that?
CFA? I can't open it for some
No,
reason,
some of that has,
cause the,
They didn't know, well, what I read into it, they don't know if the language would be any different or. You know, the questions that they answered there than listed or. You know, I don't know what all people have.
okay, yeah. So I suspect it'd be the same, I mean, they have to, and
They have to release the guidance in order to do the grant, right?
yes,
What if you would, I mean.
Well, you know, you look at for both applications, they have a series of 8 questions here. You know, or 8 areas that they will address. I don't know what else the state could ask for. To
Yeah,
justify,
typically the guidelines are the same, they may tweak things here and there from year to year. But if they start it based on the current guidelines, they're gonna be pretty close once the 2025 guidelines have been released. Plus, we had that briefing meeting, with, state parks and they provided the information on why certain, we got scored certain ways and others.
Mhm.
One being that they overcharged in administrative fees, so I did ask that prior to them sending this, they usually do anyway, that I plan on reading through. The grant, once they complete it, before we submit it, to make sure that they are hitting all the
When is the submission
scoring
date?
criteria. So for the one, I don't know what the CFA one is, but the one for the NPR grant, the new one that just came out is May 2nd. Which is a very short turnaround.
So are they
They only
working on
released
it now? With,
We gave them verbal approval.
so
So,
so because
yeah.
we're not gonna vote on it until the 21st, right?
Correct,
So,
yeah, so I talked with Jared,
we,
we
I mean,
have,
there's 3 people, we can pass, we can get
well,
a,
that's why I sent it out and the update never went out Friday, but it went out like yesterday.
right,
I put that in there and we had talked about it and knew that there'd be
Not right now.
support for it.
right,
We just needed to,
but there, John, you support it?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah, so
we're
we're
good,
fine.
we're good.
yeah, and they, like I said, they're gonna, yeah, it was really short, this one was short turnaround, they just released it like 2 weeks ago. And they got a May 2nd due date, so,
I just wanna make sure they're working on it, not. you
yeah,
know,
and then I'll be back from, in time to be able to review it before it gets submitted, cause again, I just wanna make sure. Cause the way I do grants, I don't know how they may have missed it with the administrative fees, but I go through with all the scoring criteria and then actually pull out the right paragraph under each scoring criteria to show who's being submitted to, that like, this is how you can score our grant.
Right.
Basically, like providing them the scoring, so.
Giving a little cheat sheet to
Yeah,
them.
so I wanna just go through that and make sure that we're not, they're not missing anything again, like they did in the last CFA one, so.
Good. I'm sure there's support for fireworks, that can't be any more popular.
one thing to give everybody an update on fireworks, we have 15,000 budgeted. We have Young's holding the day for the 5th, which the others were booked because of waiting for the city and kind of for confirming that, but we're booked for the 5th. We will have to act earlier, like right after the 4th this year, to book for next year,
Mhm.
because next year we want it on the 4th.
Yeah.
We don't want it on any other day than the 4th for next year. I have not heard back from the city. I asked them for $5,000. I asked them if they could
For the
contribute for the fireworks. I asked them if they could contribute 5,000 in cash to help pay for the barge,
Mhm.
and then provide their in-kind DPW services, police, all of the cleanup and all of the supervision of the event, which would probably, it could be about $5,000 by the time all that is done and done. So we'll be in at 15, they'll be in at 10. Their council is not. They weren't, John wasn't sure and the mayor wasn't sure if they, how their city council would vote on it. If there was strong support for it.
We, know when, cause that's what I've been waiting for, to even write the resolution for
Yeah.
the April 21st, because it should have in there, they're gonna be contributing.
No, I ask and I request and I don't hear anything back.
Are
I think
we-
you got your answer.
What if they decide, what if they say no? What's our?
If they say no, we would probably we'd have to make an internal decision to pull from fund balance or something else. And the 5, then we would be on the hook, we'd be on the hook for 20. And then
20 plus,
Well,
well, 20 for the
then
fireworks,
they
and then
would,
whatever,
they should, like last year, they had some debate on it, but they were able to come together and coalesce around just at least providing the time and the labor.
Well, yeah,
This-
this Fourth of July
It's
weekend,
frustrating.
there're gonna be a lot of people at the lake, they're gonna clean up anyway, I
I know.
mean, it's not like.
It's not extra,
This
it's
is-
it's frustrating because we're pushing for it. We don't have a place to host it, but
well, let's think
Like
about
that.
that, do we not have a whole place to host it, I mean. You know, Outhouse is a pretty big park that we could definitely
I mean,
park a lot of people at.
I spoke with the FAA people and we could
Oh.
get clearance, to do it up at Outhouse. He's done it in that type of thing before. You know, do it up on top of the hill.
Right,
Go down the hill and have it shooting off and over. Then it would just be ours. We could talk to the sheriff's department,
No city residents allowed.
no city rate.
Welcome.
and I'm not anti, I mean, it's nice down
It's
there,
just-
but
it's
we can't get
frustrating.
caught in the middle on this.
It's
stuff.
frustrating because we wanna move. They drag their feet, they turn it into a political thing. At the end of the day, somebody's like, okay, we'll do it, but meanwhile, we're left holding the bag.
I
Well, so-
think this runs, if they don't do it, it runs contrary to everything we're trying to do with the CLDC.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if they don't do it, that's sending a pretty strong message on whether we should or should not continue with CLDC. Because this is what we're talking about,
Right.
bringing people here to
Right.
the community. I mean, and if they are not supportive of it, it's contrary to everything we've been
I
talking about for the
totally
last
agree
3
with
years.
that, yeah.
Oh,
It's just good for everything, and everyone thinks the city's doing it, I mean, we have to really keep touting our horn that, no, we're paying for that. So I don't know, I think
They need
if we have to
step
book
up.
for, yeah, I think, I agree, but
And if
I don't
they
think we
don't
can
step
make
up-
them, that's the
Well,
trouble.
And I agree with that. You never can make anybody do anything,
Right.
David, but I think we ought to go and send a message loud and clear. That
Agreed,
this is the city here. The city is the ones that aren't supporting local businesses and local activities to bring people to Canandaigua. And I'm good friends with a couple of the people from the business community right down there on Main Street. And this is a very big concern of theirs, whether the city is committed to tourism and bringing people here for housing and bringing people here to live, work and play. And I hear it all the time.
I think you're on the same track, I don't think they are.
That's a concern. If they
Right.
don't step up here, I think it's a really big concern.
So if they don't step up. What are we saying? We kick in the 5 to take it to 20 to be able to at least put on a show? Or do we,
I think we ought to bring it up at the CLDC meeting. And I think we ought to make a big issue out of it.
good answer?
2 weeks from today, so, yeah.
So
Before
this
our
year's
meeting.
one thing, but if we have to book as soon as possible, do we say, okay, if we're not gonna do it at the lake, we're gonna do it at an alternative site and figure it out?
No,
And we'll
we're
book
already
them
booked, we're already booked.
For the fourth for
For
next
this
year,
For next year, no, not yet, for this year, we're booked.
but that's what I'm saying, so but if we want to be booked for next year on the fourth. That's gonna go in a hurry like it did this year,
Yeah,
We should
So-
look it now.
right, I mean, that's what I'm thinking, we'll find a place to do it.
and give them a retainer.
Yeah, we'll find a place to do it,
$5,000,
right,
whatever.
Good
hopefully a
idea.
lake, but
Could
maybe
do it.
not,
Could do it at FLCC maybe,
it's true,
right?
there's a ton of parking there.
I know.
I don't know what the concerts might be there, though.
I know the, whatchamacallit does it, the,
RPO,
no, Lincoln Hill,
Oh, yeah,
they do fireworks and I don't know when they do theirs.
So
we could coordinate,
if it's elsewhere, not on the water, then we don't necessarily need that extra
The
5,000.
barge is 5
for
grand,
barge.
Right.
correct.
So the 15,000 that we're putting in is strictly for the fireworks, and the extra money that we're looking for the city is to pay for the barge.
That's how
And
we
clean
figured
it.
it out for this year, barge and cleanup.
So if they're not gonna do it. And we can move it elsewhere, and then 15,000 is all we're gonna need.
Probably, let's say another 5, just for whatever,
But
you know what I
we would
mean?
we'd need to contract with.
With the sheriffs, right? And we'll have to clean up.
Well, yeah, but we also have our enhanced law enforcement fund,
Right,
but
and they can just draw down on that at the end of the year, and
Yeah.
if we run short, we just
there, which
We-
we probably.
Are you talking about doing it this year someplace else?
If the city comes back and says, no, we're not into it, we're not involved, the city council is indecisive.
How is this field behind outhouse, the parking lot, is that,
The one behind
The
out. towards the
behind
city-
Motion Junction.
yeah, is that like solid ground where
Yeah.
we can just
Yeah.
do parking
Well,
back there?
In the past, we've parked on the soccer fields for movie night and every other thing, unless it's super wet, then we run into a little bit of a problem, but. Jim brings lights, we get everything lit up over
We have-
there, but it's just a question of, I mean, do you think there might be 2,000 people?
I don't know.
I mean, that just parking the cars,
You're gonna have city people there too. I mean,
Yeah,
you
for
could
sure,
have-
for sure.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
things
a-
out in the city, there's really nowhere to park either, and
They park
So-
at most, they park at
It's
Parkway,
true, it's true.
they're at
So-
Parkway and the other one's
They use,
closed
yeah,
off.
you, next to Pinnacle North, they use that.
Yeah.
We could run a shuttle from Baker or something, there's another probably 200 or 300 cars you could park there, right, between both lots.
Yeah, I think we can. So if we bring it up to the LDC. We really can't make a decision yet because we don't know. If we bring it up to the LDC and they're still indecisive. Then we can just make the call and say, we're gonna investigate looking at our own location.
when do they need the contract signed and sent back to them by? When do we need to pass a resolution?
I think the contract's in, just sent it out, I think. I somehow saw it from somewhere.
Yeah, it's on the agenda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The agenda back, but
I'll ask him.
can he wait till the May? Our May board meeting?
Well. I mean, are we just paying, or are we just agreeing, well, I mean, it has a location, but.
Well, yeah, it's got a location, plus in the resolution to pass it, we should mention that, what we're putting in and that the city's contributing this amount for. These services and then, but if they're not, then we would need a new contract and potentially a $20,000 contract instead of $15,000.
I just sent a note to Andy. FYI.
Perfect. And I'm emailing Jim Young right now.
Yeah, so if he's good with May, I mean, I would tell him we're going to do it one way or the other. So if he's still good with holding us until we pass the resolution in May, then we'll have better information on location and,
Well, you'll know in 2 weeks.
Yep,
yeah. But that won't, we won't be able to get it on the.
but I can give him the verbal.
Yeah, it's,
They'll be
Yeah,
fine.
it should
with
be.
it.
As long as you
We have to have
confirm.
a phone call today. Yes or no, it's a simple.
it is a
yes or
simple
no.
thing,
I'll
I
let
agree.
I
you
reached
would think so,
out,
wouldn't you?
Yeah,
I reached out, I sent a message to the mayor and to John as well, and we'll see what they come back. If I don't hear, if it's silent for the rest of the day, then then that'll be our indication. kind of.
To move it to like, do it at outhouse, is there any other? Concern with neighbors, with any, we have happiness house right there. And with people with, special needs. It's tough to
maybe
be-
we could just
Before-
send a note out, right, that people.
Before we make a decision whether we're gonna go to outhouse or not, I think FLCC would be a much better
Well, that's-
location if we could do
That
that.
would be cool.
And then
Because
A lot of
people around the lake are gonna be able to see it, there's a lot of parking there.
they can sit down there, and I'm sure Rob would be easy to, he'd be
People
able
at
to
the
put
park,
wheels in motion.
people at the
to get-
park would be able to see, I mean, it's an ideal location.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
Well-
Hopewell will contribute.
One of the questions that have to be answered though, is, Lincoln Hill Farm there, are they doing it the same night?
Oh, Lincoln Hill.
Lincoln Hill.
What are we, the 5th? What's the date? The 5th?
That's it.
You know, when you say that, John, somebody does do a fireworks display up there on the hill on the 4th.
I think it might be them.
I think it's Lincoln,
Hopewell or
Lincoln Hill.
Lincoln Hill.
Lincoln Hill. So there's no conflict currently on the 5th for FLCC. They have a July 2nd that they're doing. Red, white and boom.
So they're doing their own fireworks display.
RPO does it they do it every year, somewhere around the 4th.
They play Tchaikovsky's,
1812
1812
overture.
They fired a cannon.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, oh, good, really nice.
So that's it. So do we exhaust or do we contact somebody at FLCC?
Let's wait and see. I can reach out to
No,
Rob Knight.
yeah.
I can let
Yeah,
him
we'll know in
know.
2 weeks, right?
Yep. I'll just let him
If
know.
not sooner.
Yep. I can follow up with an email right now saying,
Maybe just put it in his
would-
ear.
I'll plant the seed,
Yeah.
say, would, if you're available, if we need you, would you be available for a backup
Right,
on the 5th for a fireworks show, and let them know that we'll have more information.
And so you're gonna just give them a verbal out this contract that we're in for it, but we're not gonna
Yeah.
put it onto our May agenda for official
Yeah.
approval.
So you've been saying something here that I'm not quite sure I understand. Is the barge in addition to the 15,000?
Yes,
Yeah. 15,000 is strictly with
And
the.
Fire.
who pays for that?
well,
that's what we're trying to get city to pay for.
we're trying to get the city to come up with 5,000 the $5,000
From the market.
contribution to the park.
And then the associated whatever.
Last year.
We paid that last
So
year.
I misunderstood. I thought you meant you were getting $5,000 to pay towards the fireworks, but it's towards the
Towards the
barge.
Right,
Okay,
So that's why we really don't need them at all to put on a show, if we have a different location.
right.
agreed, understood.
And that's through Marine Blue. That we contract with them.
Yeah, Lincoln Hill does not have anything on their schedule for their fireworks show yet.
But they'll probably do it on the 4th, I would guess, right?
Yeah, they have complete control, as long as we got somebody who
Right.
can shoot, you know.
Well, you say the 4th, but that's a Friday, they might do it the 5th.
Yeah, but Friday, everybody has off on the 4th, right?
That's true, yep.
I was gonna ask, what's dictating the 4th, Young's schedule or the barge schedule?
The 5th, you mean?
The 5th?
The
Young's-
5th, I'm sorry.
Young's schedule.
Yeah. That's why, if we're gonna do it,
Yeah.
we contact them and say, we want you for the 4th.
Well, the problem is, we had them booked for the 4th this year. But because we were waiting to hear back. And they had no resolution from the city. I didn't confirm because we were still waiting to find out what we were gonna do. By the time it was, well, go ahead and look in, you know, by the time it was go ahead and do this, they'd already booked up for the 4th.
So maybe if you're gonna contact them, have them reserve the 4th for August,
Yeah,
and we'll do it somewhere.
well, that's next year.
Yes,
That's next year.
right, but that's 250-year anniversary.
I know.
The last 3 years in a
We
row,
need 50 grand for that, for fireworks for that.
But at least we'll get them retained.
Yeah,
A long show.
well, that would be wonderful.
at least the last 3 years in a row, Lincoln Hill did it on the 4th, no matter what day of the week it was, so.
Oh, let's just figure they're gonna do it then, yeah, and maybe we can contact them, just to ask them. Who would ever think that fireworks would be so difficult, something that people get so much joy on?
Some people,
Well, knowing that you
other
go to the
people
city, you can't
are
ignore it.
wasting money.
What makes it difficult?
There's very little of that though, and like John says, think of the people that brings in, you know, it's crazy.
They come in and they stay all day.
They
If the
come in.
parade is in the morning,
Right,
they come for the parade and they just hang out downtown all day.
if it's a
They
beautiful
go-
day,
They go to the little shops, they hang out at their
Spend
shop,
money.
they eat lunch.
If we had it
This is,
somehow, we could make
checks
it
all the
into
boxes,
something.
like he's talking about all the time.
Right.
At the LDC meeting.
If we had it on our own property, we could make it into something where you
we
have
can
local
get food
business.
trucks, right,
Business
Well,
owners
I-
bring food trucks and do,
Right.
you know, but we could,
well,
and we could charge them to use the space and blah, 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 so it could be a revenue source.
I'm not volunteering parks for anything, but
Mhm.
they have good connections with food trucks, so maybe
Yeah.
we can get them.
Yeah,
I mean, we wanna do
see,
something on the 4th of July, if it's gonna be at Outhouse, we wanna do something,
Right, that's what I mean, like,
Right.
you could really expand it into
right,
something.
I mean, we'll have no trouble getting food trucks if we're doing
Mhm.
fireworks, they'll know they'll make a ton of money.
I would like an assignment for our new park director.
Absolutely.
Ooh,
We probably should throw
On
that
the
at him.
list.
yeah, there we go.
Well, sounds like we're all in favor. So unassigned fund balance, John, I don't know if you got that sheet, there's
Yeah,
a
I
sheet
did
right
put it in
there.
the packet,
Yeah,
and there's
that-
extra ones here.
Just did a little update. From my vantage point, I think we're good on general, in my opinion, good on general. good on highway, but special water districts, even though Jim can spend a bunch of money. And what do you guys feel about coming to comply, at least closer to compliance on that?
Yeah.
My feeling is, we ought to wait till we get further on down the line.
But we could always put it back in there, I mean, I don't,
Why shuffle it now?
yeah,
You know, I mean.
other than we're out of compliance on our own stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, we can come into compliance before the year is
Right,
done.
well, and it does stipulate that, if there's planned improvements that are scheduled to begin within 24-month period of time, it may exceed the policy range. So, you know, I know that Jim has concerns about, all these water main lines that he has to
Right.
replace, so I'm sure that that's where he would like to.
I was talking to Jim the other day about it and, situation that exists out in Cheshire. Where water lines are behind houses.
Mhm.
Jim would like to start chipping away at that, get the water lines moved out front.
Up front, yeah,
And he specifically was talking about using some of this,
okay, yeah,
you know, fund balance to, you know, at least get that going.
Yeah.
You know, on the east side of
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything here that's egregious, you know, I
No.
mean, it's all relatively close to our budget limits, so, I mean, I don't see an immediate need there.
And there are our own limits too.
Right.
So we could adjust our policy if needed, but we're not out of compliance with the comptroller zone.
I don't see a need for doing that yet.
and you know, John is working on this capital improvement project plans, so, you know, if there is, once we get that kind of up and running, we can most definitely use some of this and set it aside for water improvement projects.
Or maybe just get Jim to say, within 24 months, I'm gonna do this and spend that down, just to bring it into, I mean, we're what, 3 times the.
Yeah.
The high end.
And like you had asked, you know, why is it so high? It has just grown and we hadn't moved any money out of that unassigned fund balance. It actually only increased like 300,000 since last year, so.
Well, if the comptroller's okay with that, I'm okay with that, I don't really care where it goes, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
like, John, why do we want to shuffle it around, but if somebody's gonna come in and audit us and say,
Right,
give us some kind of black mark for that, I don't wanna be part of that, you know, if we can
Yeah.
avoid it.
I guess the part where it says you have 24 months, well, we'll plan in the next 24 months to move it somewhere.
Good,
Into, you know, a capital improvement.
just so we're all aware of it.
And I'm not even saying we wait 24 months, you know, in the
Right.
next 5, 6 months, we'll have a better handle on things.
well, yeah, maybe Jim could, if he is here, he could tell you what he anticipating.
Right.
With some of these other.
Yeah, he's brought.
Why, I'm
He
sure
brought it
he would
up.
spend that 2 million.
Yeah, he has plans.
In a heartbeat,
So,
but maybe we could use some of that for some kind of funding that we need to do for a grant, there's gotta be, those water grants have gotta be out there.
Yeah, they just.
The water district,
We
yeah.
just submitted the WIA grant again.
Right.
And the congressional earmark for the ACP pipe.
Right.
project.
Yeah. Well, that's huge, I mean, that's 50 miles of pipe in the ground,
Oh,
it'll never all be replaced, probably, it'll be done piecemeal, as breaks occur.
yeah.
The water would disqualify for paying for barge, could you take $5,000 out? Barge would float it out.
it's gonna, the barge is gonna float on the water.
We test the water while we're out there.
Cool question.
Pick up some samples.
Hey, what if we do water samples and oops, we also shot some fireworks off that barge?
Just provide light, because we gotta do it.
We gotta read the meter.
Anything else?
Jim's not here, this was the foundation.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot one talking about that. Let me. Sure. This was. The situation where. The water main break, kind of ruined the concrete foundation of a.
Oh, yeah.
Residents.
Residence being built. And Jim had recommended that we just pay it out of pocket rather than going through insurance, because it's gonna then increase our insurance or potentially drop us. So the total cost is in $17,228. I didn't get a chance to talk to them to even ask where.
Was this that break on Wesley?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So what did it do?
the water main break and just flooded the foundation that was just put in like a couple days before. So it, like lifted it, cracked it,
Undermined it?
yeah, it destroyed it pretty much, so they had to tear it out and redo it all.
Is this the house that's going up there now on West Lake Road?
I don't
The
know.
one right on the road?
Yeah.
No, I think this was one of those side roads. going
Yeah.
out to the
Okay.
lake. I can't remember which one.
I can't either, but I don't think there was a water main break by that one, the one you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Was not.
I don't think so.
Lakeview Lane?
Okay, so, yeah, Lakeview Lane's one of the
Or
ones that
not,
goes down to
Lakeview
the
Lane.
lake there, yeah. I was just curious though.
Yeah, I mean, no matter where it goes, I agree with Jim, I mean. Everybody else can come, I mean, just to pay it.
I'm
instead.
assuming he's got an idea where that's coming from, but I just want, because we just got the invoice on it. On the actual cost.
I mean,
want
water
Doug
has the unassigned
bring
fund
up your-
balance.
Yeah.
So worst case,
Well.
I mean,
it
that's-
is
right,
That line that broke.
Mhm.
So-
right, so that is one place that I looked at that would be obvious and not affect anything else.
Well, then, so I was just doing the Rob thing. Did he, so the water district pay for that, right? I think he said water district would pay for the repair,
Well, that's
So-
probably.
Well,
what-
The repair or the foundation?
whatever needed to be done
Yeah.
for that.
That's what he recommended.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably what Jim has in his mind, because he knows that money is just sitting out there, but yeah, we can definitely talk to him and then we'll have to do a resolution. To do a budget transfer from wherever.
Should we do that for the May 21st?
April
Yeah.
21st.
April, yeah,
I meant April 21st, yeah.
yeah, so we'll touch base with Jen.
Yeah.
To get it resolved.
Yeah,
When
I
is that
agree.
invoice dated? Make sure that they're not out.
Invoice day 3/23.
Yeah, we should do it.
No.
Yeah.
I suspect it's probably more of a reimbursement, right? So I'm sure they already got it redone. Yeah. So I'll get that onto the.
And I don't wanna make them wait for this.
Right. Anything else? 32-minute financial.
I do.
And it could have been shorter.
I know, well, I'm gonna make it a
I
second.
tried to drag it out a little bit, John, is that obvious?
I could tell you right now.
I am gonna make it a second longer. Insurance quotes came back and are signed. Like I told you in the message, Houston Casualty, who we've used for years, came back with an increase to $305,000 for that town's policy from $160,000 last year. The increases were due to the public official coverage, like the theft and embezzlement coverage, and some due to the fact that we have outstanding claims on us still, and they've been losing money on us for the last 5 years. So they came back at 305. Chris he rebid it. We ended up going with Travelers. Travelers came back at about $161,000. But we had to make some changes because they didn't meet all our coverage requirements. Travelers only had a $4 million umbrella as part of that. We always have had a $10 million umbrella. So we had to bid out to a couple other companies for a $6 million umbrella extension on top of our own policy, which brought us back around 201 to 205,000 for the year, which versus 160, that's
Not bad.
yeah, but versus 305.
Right.
So again, once we clear these debts that are against us, we should be in better situation and better bidding capacity.
So those workmen's
Regardless,
comp,
so
It's everything.
insurance is just going up.
It is, well, if you look at it, typical increase is what, I think 10%-ish.
Yeah.
So 10% on 160 would be 16,000. So that would take us to 176. We're at 20%, 22-3% increase, considering the claims we have still sitting there and we're a risk. He's like municipal insurance is harder and harder and harder.
I was gonna say, is there something they know we don't regarding this embezzlement stuff? Do we need to do background checks on you guys?
what money do we have?
The funny thing was, the Houston Casualty, their embezzlement and public policy One of them went from 7,000 to 90,000. But then Travelers quoted it at 5. I don't know what's telling Houston to jack those fees up. Something is happening somewhere. That,
Well,
in
just look at the,
the
read
climate that
the
we're in.
paper, I mean, there's
That's what you're
embezzlements
paying
all
also.
over the place, right?
Yeah, so.
Trying to get it
Probably,
back.
probably whatever's happening is in Albany,
Yeah.
yes, lots of embezzlement.
He did bid out and look at NYMER, which is the New York Municipal Insurance Exchange, where. I know Jack Merritt sits on the board of that, that's regional, it's municipalities and kind of a self-insurance fund. He's like, even that one wasn't competitive to where we are right now. So I think we're in the, all things considered, we've got the best. Coverage we still need and the best rate that he could get us.
What are the claims that are outstanding? Is it the one where the guy cut his finger?
That one, and then 800,000 for the rear end, our guy who just retired.
Oh,
Yeah. So that one's still out there, and then the finger one.
Get the county to start lumping in towns into their self-insurance.
Well, I don't, you could, yeah, well, I mean, that might be something to look at down the road. That's what NYMER is. But the problem is with that, you then are obligated, you're still paying even after you leave, because any debts that you incur, you're obligated to help pay those down. So you're paying for other people's claims, you do now, but you're like really on the hook for other people's claims with that.
Yeah,
It's more direct versus indirect.
Yeah,
the thing with, that, the accident, he got hit up there. I was told that, the civil action that he took had been resolved, and he got some payment for it. So, there's still,
Two different buckets though,
Yeah, but-
unfortunately, yeah.
what is
this
the reserve that they've set up?
is
He's suing
because,
the town? Is he-
no, this is probably workers' comp, this is
Okay,
other
this something that we
disability.
need to talk about in
Yeah.
executive session?
Probably so.
Yeah, so it's other information, it's other, yeah, it's the possibility of. That's their max that they think the liability might be.
How does it get resolved? How can we resolve that so that?
Can't lawyers,
Right.
Do we need to do anything for April agenda for insurance?
there will be a resolution just accepting. I mean, we had to sign everything to bind it by April 1st, so everything's signed. It'll just be a resolution acknowledging it,
What do we budget for that?
we're gonna have to do a
Well,
transfer,
What I was gonna say, so
I think we were around 180.
previously, we paid our commercial insurance quarterly, so I will
Still
have to-
quarterly.
Okay, so we probably won't know exactly. Or we can wait until later in the year, to
Transfer
figure out-
money.
Yeah, because then we'll have a better idea of where we may have access to pull from
Okay.
instead of, just pulling it out of forever, so. What did we pay last year?
If you don't mind, I'm gonna scoot out.
Yeah, we're gonna,
Okay.
we're
Yeah,
gonna.
John,
prepare.
you guys-
May 1st, next meeting.
Yeah, got it.
You
Thank
said
you.
last year we paid 160.
Yeah, did we have like 180 budgeted this year? I think?
bet
Oh,
that's-
what did we budget this year?
We probably put 10% on it,
Oh, I
right?
took that on
I bet
my-
we're around there, yeah.
Well, that's okay. So the
So-
next meeting is May 1st. At 9 o'clock, probably here,
And-
and
That's very early, so financial reports probably may or may not be ready by the actual
Do we-
finance meeting. but-
Should you change?
Do we wanna, do we wanna put this committee on the same schedule as the other committees, being the first full week of the month rather than the first Thursday?
Thursday.
So it's first, it'd be the first Thursday of the first
The
full
first
week of the
full week.
month, which what the other committees are on. And which makes it line up closer to our third Monday town board meetings.
Yeah, that's fine with me as long as it falls before the agenda cutoff, because that was
I
the.
think that's what we got into the last time, so.
Yeah.
Well,
It was
take-
after before, it was
well,
actually
wait a
like the
minute,
third.
if it's that first week,
So it's-
the agenda cutoff, the
Isn't until
agenda
next week.
so let's say our board, in May, our board meeting would be on the 19th, third Monday. Agenda cutoff would be Friday.
Yeah, the agenda, so.
Friday
if
the
we did
9th, the
that-
16th.
The ninth.
If we did that, the agenda cutoff would be the day after the finance.
Yeah, so that would give time to put that in. I
For the
like
most
that.
part.
Just, is that okay?
Yeah, as long as it's for the agenda cutoff, it's fine.
Okay,
Just because then if we have a resolution that we want to go to the town board meeting and we wanna change anything in it. It gives us time to do it before that resolution has to be put into the agenda. Before, our meeting wasn't until the third week and it was. You know, if we needed to
Yeah.
make any change to the resolutions to do with finance, they weren't,
So,
we had to make.
so we're gonna move that to the 8th then.
so first
Yeah.
Thursday of the first full week. Which would also be the day before. Public Works.
Yeah, first Friday is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's, and-
Perfect,
Friday of the first full week.
yeah,
well, and then you also have ordinance in there too, so it's.
which.
It's basically
Monday.
a committee
It's a
week.
committee
right.
week, which is great, because then we get everything done. The resolution cutoff is that Friday. But nothing should be a surprise.
And we'll also have to talk to Chris about that, to see about his availability.
To Chris, see if it's okay.
There was, I think that there was a certain Thursdays he couldn't,
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Does sound vaguely familiar.
Maybe it was the time, it's just got, well, oh yeah.
so let's check with him before we.
And if he can zoom, that's still,
So good. So Crystal, do you have that as, just as an FYI? Can't hear you.
Muted.
you're on mute, thumbs up,
Yeah, speak louder.
thumbs up.
Alright,
I'll get with you we have to make sure that all of our people can attend, but.
So the next one would be on June 12th then. Oh, no, it wouldn't be, it would be.
it would be
the
May,
5th. Yeah,
the next finance meeting,
yes, no, the June finance meeting
the June,
would be June 5th,
June 5th.
Yeah, cause that's the full,
first full week.
and the. Town board meeting.
Is the 16th.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, yep, there.
Right.
That month's got
And it just kind of
5
rolls in.
Mondays.
We should have another meeting. We should have an extra board meeting.
In June,
Oh, in June,
Yeah,
yeah.
because we have,
Well,
we
that
should have
be
an
the
extra
joint-
one.
there's, I have one on the 16th and the 23rd.
Yeah, we have one on the 23rd.
Is that what's planning board, zoning board?
Yeah, Matt Warren is putting stuff together for that.
Hmm.
To bring all the boards together and.
I make a motion to adjourn the finance committee meeting. I second it,
and close it.
and I vote for it.
Okay.
Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
So then,